3, 2, 1.
The record label going on, you got vocals going on. Go ahead and represent, let us know where you're from and how it is you get down.
Okay, well, I'm Crystal Mapp Vales from the Bay Area. I was born and raised here in Oakland, so I did a lot of performance here in the Bay Area. I started in church, of course, at Mount Calvary on 23rd. And all through my years of growing up, I was in the choir. And when I grew up, went to college at Merritt College, so I got into traveling voices and did a little vocal stuff there. And then I sat down for a little while, and then I decided to come back and do my own thing.
Okay.
So I came back and did CMV. And I started it out as a cappella group because I believed in focusing on the sound of the voices and not all the instrumental stuff that went behind it. So we did really, really well for a while, and so we finally were able to cut our first CD. It was called Standing Determined at that time in 1998, 99.
Okay.
And it did really well. And so after going around the Bay Area and just doing that CD and going out and witnessing and doing stuff, I decided to just take a break.
Okay.
And I took a long break, and over a year, almost 2 years now, I decided to come back strong and write a couple more CDs and get a few new artists.
Well, that's definitely coming back strong.
Throughout my journey, it seems that I'm finding more and more things to be able to do. I believe a dream is to be woke up. And once you wake up, write it down and go for it. Don't talk about it, be about it, and go do it. So that's just kind of what I did. I went and found a couple of singers who all had different sounds and kind of put them all together, and it kind of came out in a collaboration CD called Praise in This House.
Wow.
Different one of us are on there. It's about 4 or 5 of us on there. Each one has their own kind of style of what they do. And Brenda Jeff, one of the artists who we released 2 songs on her on Praise in This House. She has her own kind of R&B gospel flair, but she also has that crossover, bring it to you and have you saying, yeah. So that was really good, and it was a really good experience for me.
Right.
To do that.
Especially coming back from a hiatus, like you said, you had taken a long break after having a very successful project, and you didn't say you wrote 1 or 2 songs and got back in the game. You wrote a couple albums, and just to hear this is amazing.
Yeah, we still have some more stuff to go back in the studio and do. During that time, once I came back, I got associated and affiliated with Neil Reed Worldwide, who is a publishing, and they're able to shoot you to 240 countries, and so that also was a platform of a boost to kind of get me going and getting a few other people involved so that they would be able to have that exposure and do a little bit more than just the simple.
Right.
And then after we finish the gospel 2 next CDs, then we'll start working really diligently on our jazz.
Oh, you got some jazz in there.
Oh yeah. My background with the Traveling Voices was a little bit of everything, and coming from a gospel background, that, gospel in this Bay Area was like, you had some of the great folks who would come through, like the Pointer Sisters and Lenny Williams and all those people. They would come through the church and tear up because they had that influence of a little R&B and a little of that Motown or that 60s sound.
Right.
But they would infiltrate the church with that, and then it would just be everybody would be enjoying it. Now, for it to be back in the day, it was so widely received, like Billy Preston and all of them when they started, and the Hawkins when they started with that new sound. So coming from the Bay Area with that kind of sound, I have a whole lot that I just hope I have enough time to get it all out there and get it done.
Well, I'm sure you'll get it out. You're getting it done. You're definitely getting ready to bang it out here soon.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what's up. So coming up in the Bay Area, you mentioned Mount Calvary. Tell us about that.
Yes. Well, I was born and raised at Mount Calvary Missionary Baptist Church on 23rd Avenue. It was one of the landmark churches of the Bay Area back in the early days of migration. All people were in West Oakland, and so they had all those different churches there, and then they migrated further east to a lot of them. A lot of people were at Mount Calvary Missionary Baptist. Where I was born and raised, I was on the usher board and the choir. You know, back in my day of being in the church, there was all these circles, and, you know, the women had keys. They taught you how to be a lady. You know, there was a lot of stuff that went on at Mount Calvary, and because we had some of the pillar people who came from the original church with Reverend Killings in West Oakland, and they moved over to Mount Calvary, they had this thrust of making sure that the young people that were coming up were well educated in what was going on in the church.
It seems like you guys had a pretty big youth department back in the day.
Oh, we had we had a booming youth department. Oh my, it was so many of us there. And the different, you know, of course there were different age sections and groups, but we had such a large youth and young adult department. Mm-hmm. It had to be broken down into those sections because there was a lot of all of it. You know, back in the day they used to say it takes a village to raise, and it was a village. It was a whole bunch, you know. Now you kind of, you still see groups, but not the same as back in the 60s and the 70s. Mm-hmm. It's still just a little different. It's close, but a little different. So back then, you saw all kinds of folks in those different departments that they were broken into, and you still had the children's department,
right,
the youth department, the young adult department, you know. So it was a wonderful thing where I grew up, and with the group that I grew up with, as well as with the leaders who were there to lead us on and teach us and groom us.
Right, and you talked about getting the word in y'all.
Oh yeah, we definitely, honey. Back then, you was at Bible study. You had whichever auxiliary you were, whether it be the usher board, whether it be the meets and greets, whether it be the Bible study teachers, the Sunday school teachers. You know, we had a lot going on, and we enjoyed going.
Right.
And it was taught in the way that we were receptive to what they were giving us. You know, they made it interesting and not just very, very boring.
Right.
We had very good teachers who put their time in and made it worthwhile for us to want to learn it.
Is that still your church home?
No. I'm now a member at Pleasant Grove in West Oakland under Thomas A. Harris, the third pastor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to the congregation.
Yeah, shout out to Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist Church on Adeline. What's up to all the people there who have supported me and been there. I love you guys. See you soon. Shout out to my pastor and First Lady Carol as well, and all the members and family and friends.
shared the stage in ministry with some other gospel artists?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I shared the stage with quite a few greats, with Grant Allen, Yalonda Adams, Beverly Crawford. I've been on stage with Donnie McClurkin, with the Winans before, and the list kind of goes on and on of different people that I've been on program with or been on stage with.
Oh, that's what's up. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So, how do you balance this with a family life?
You know, I don't think that's probably easy for anyone. I happen to, when I was in the Traveling Voices, I realized that my family would suffer from me being out and gone all the time. And so I chose at that time to step out of the limelight until my children were in their teens. Mm-hmm. And so once they got into their teens, then I decided, okay, well, now it's time I can go ahead and start doing some more creative arts, theatrical. So I did a lot of theater and singing. Mm-hmm. Once they were older teens and not young children. And then once they became grown and gone, my husband is a very supportive husband who became my manager and helped start doing stuff. And so he's always very supportive of pretty much whatever I do. So it kind of works itself out to where it's not a whole bunch of extra effort to it. We join forces together. He supports me, I support him, and it works itself out well now.
Well, won't he work it out?
Yes, he will, honey. And let me tell you, he is truly the one that will do it. You know, the Bible says that your gifts will make room for you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Do anything in your life.
So do you have any words of inspiration for 2015?
A couple. One main one is talk about it, be about it. Just if you really want something to happen, mm-hmm. do the work to make it happen. And the other thing is dream big. Don't dream small. You know.
What you say? What you say?
Yeah, dream big, because you know there are so many things that we have been blessed with, but until we exercise some of them and realize that they can all work together for the same main cause of achieving and getting ahead and doing that, a lot of times people don't take the time to do it. So dream big, and when you dream big, wake up and walk into that dream. Enjoy that dream, live that dream. And the measure of how high that is going to be different for every different individual. So whatever your dream is, dream big about it. And then don't talk about it, be about it and do it. Go ahead and live it.
That's what's up. And before I let you go, Praise in This House, featuring Brenda Jeff. Brenda has a project coming out. You're preparing for it?
Yes. I've already recorded a couple of songs on her. I Gave Jesus is one of those songs. And Looking Back Over My Life is the other song. And then Eric Stanley and I have a few other songs for her so that she'll be able to have a 5-song CD. And then in the works for the future, we have some other stuff that we'll be working on for her, but that will be her first full project. It will be a shortened project. She'll have 5 songs on there, but we're planning to get that done hopefully by summer for her this year.
And your labels, so you have a few albums that are going to be coming out over this year. So I want the people to follow you on Facebook, Crystal Mapp Vales.
They can Google me at Crystal Mapp Vales, and Vales is V as in Victor, ALES.
Well, you're rocking with your girl, Miss Lacy. Iconic Chronicles magazine and 89.5 FM. We're just checking in with Crystal Mapp Vales. And keep an eye out on CMV Music, the label, the projects, and all that. Go ahead and Google her, get her LinkedIn, and hit her on Facebook, y'all. Thank you for chatting with us.
Thank you so much, and God bless you, and prosperous to you and your company and your business and Iconic Chronicles. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Blessed love.